2.16 ERA for his career. That's pretty insane.
Is that good?
I mean, it's all right. It's, fair middling.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Southpaw. This is episode 10. It's a milestone that we made it this long. I'm going to go around and introduce everybody. I'm Chris Vitale. Next to me is our ombudsman, Rocco Constantino. Next to him is Wayne Franklin.
Howdy.
We have below, right underneath here, we have Bill Pulsifer, otherwise known as Rube Waddell.
Sir.
And next to Bill, our returning champion, Will Oman.
Oh.
Hey, how about that one?
It's the first time I've ever gotten a compliment.
Hey, listen, man, you had the text of the day yesterday, so you are technically the returning champion.
I always get surprised when I get the text of the day because I'm like, did that really deserve it?
That was early too, so I mean,
I'm a good judge.
I'm
a good judge.
Wasn't early, yeah. Wayne's the judge of these, so and it was early in the day. It kind of.
It's a statement piece, though.
It is a good feeling.
Well, slow news day. Pitchers and catchers have reported though, and it's a slow news day. And it's a slow news day when the internet goes crazy when Nike and Fanatics release their new jerseys for 2024. The internet goes crazy because, of course, you have to be outraged about something. And then it seemed as though Nike, at about 7 o'clock, decided to have Mike Trout and Kenley Jansen and a couple other players come out and say, these are the best jerseys ever. They're great. I love them. And then Nike puts out their own thing, kind of doing damage control after a day of getting flamed. So now, I don't know if you've seen these things. We were talking about them a little bit. They look a little different. Obviously, they are apparently made of a lighter material, more lightweight, more breathable. But I think you guys have seen these things. I just want to get your thoughts on them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Nike held them, the players at gunpoint, like you better say these things are great. I have no idea, but I'm going to go around and Bill, you had something to say about this earlier, so I'm going to let you start this one.
All right. Well, first I would say that those guys were probably Nike athletes, and we know Trout is for sure. I'm not sure about Jansen, but my thoughts on it are. Obviously, they're looking for comfortability for the players and breathability for the players. It does get hot out there. When I first came up, mid-90s, the jerseys were very stiff. Obviously, not like they were wool in the early 1900s and that, or the late 1800s. But
you didn't play in the wool era?
I just missed it. Missed it actually. But I think they're going for the comfortability. I know that the fan wants the durability and the nice, heavy duty jersey and that. But I think that, with what they do with the jerseys now, I wasn't aware of until last year that these guys only wear these uniforms for 3 games before they're all cut down into ribbons. And then they're put inside of like baseball card holders, containers, and they're actually sold. Mm-hmm. So I could see how, your everyman, the fan, would like that more heavy duty feel that they're going to have that jersey and hopefully have their favorite player on their back for many, many years, where I think that now that Nike has looked at it as trying to make the uniform into comfortable for the player, light, breathable. And I know that I'm getting rid of it in a few days anyway. So I will say one thing I did a little bit of research about it right before. I will say I do like the 100% recycled materials being used at the very least. At least we're not completely just wasting. So, but I think that's what it comes down to. I do think that those are Nike athletes too. That they're going to, back up their company.
Yeah, I mean, and now, I guess it's good that we don't have a George Costanza situation on our hands where
cotton.
Let's be cotton. It's a breathable fabric, and then everybody comes out in a 3 sizes too small. Yeah, but so Will, you actually had something to say about this a little earlier too. So you're next.
Oh, I mean, I just think they look like a sublimated 14U travel team. Be better. When you go buy a Cooperstown Authentic, and it's that heavyweight polyester, that you can wear for a full season. That's what we played in, and weather be damned. It's the big leagues, so look like a big league club. If you want the guys back, if you guys want to see Kenley Jansen or Mike Trout rock a snapback trucker hat and a sublimated jersey, so be it.
Softball.
Yeah, I just think it smacks of cheap looking.
Well, they did take the Major League logo and move it down, and then they made the name font smaller, and then you've seen them. So
you have it on the hat.
They made the number smaller too.
The hat, the jersey, and the back. I'm not sure if it's MLB or not. The back of the pants, the back of the jersey, the back of the hat.
Yeah.
So it's Major League.
We don't
That's
know.
the league that they're playing in. Is it the Major Leagues that they're playing in?
Evidently.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
But Wayne, have you seen these things, and what are your thoughts on them? I mean, are we close to a Chico's bail bonds moment?
Yeah, getting there. I mean, I saw the photos that were texted today, and after Bill saying they're made from recycled materials, now I have two theories. First theory, they outsourced it to Custom Ink, and they did it for them. You guys see those Custom Ink commercials all the time.
Uniforms by Etsy.
Yeah. I think they outsourced them to them. Or after Bill saying that they're recycled materials, I'm thinking they're recycled vegan condoms. I mean,
Jesus.
they're just terrible looking. Terrible looking.
Oh my God. I didn't even know those existed.
Players don't like them. Do they exist?
I don't know. I saw
Sounds
something.
like-
Arenado said that he liked it and it was breathable and all that. But again, another Nike athlete. I'm sure they're very comfortable. But I'm sure they're.
Hopefully.
He said it's like wearing my favorite shirt. I know my favorite shirt is like a T-shirt from years ago that's worn out, and that's. But I agree with Will. It looks a little not big.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite T-shirt is a 50-50 cotton poly blend, and it's super soft and super thin. But I'm not wearing that on a field as my uniform.
Right.
Yeah. What if your favorite shirt is a Tour de France yellow jersey? Like that. We've got to play baseball.
Got bigger problems if that's the case.
Yeah, I do enjoy a good medium. It really brings out my features.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the spring training jerseys, if what they've released is the spring training jersey, those are always more lightweight and breathable.
Sure.
The game jerseys, like I'm thinking of like when I worked for the Cardinals, they have so much embroidery across the front of that to do the birds on the bat. Like
Love
those
that
lightweight,
logo. Great logo.
Oh, it's the classics,
Mm-hmm.
but a lightweight material can't withstand that.
3 games. That's all it's got to
Good point.
last.
I don't ever recall my jersey being gone. No, but the market for the Will Omen cut up jersey baseball card was pretty small.
Were they doing that when you finished playing? Was that a thing? Because I'd only heard about this last year. That's
No, they had started.
They had started
the first time I ever noticed a change in jersey material was actually when I went to the White Sox in 2011, and all of our tops became, or at least our homes, became a lighter weight that was more indicative of a spring training jersey, but it still had the tackle 12 numbers. The ones that they're showing now, at least in these pictures, they truly look like they're sublimated, and where the number is baked into the fabric.
Yeah,
they look like iron-ons. They really
not a big fan of the vented number thing either. Where your number has holes in it. That looks a little, again, 14U-ish or XFL, something like that.
Yeah. Well, Under Armour started doing that a lot with their college teams in football this year.
I see that in like the vented hats in college baseball and that too. Not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan. Look, part of playing baseball is being hot and being a little bit miserable. It always kind of has been.
Yeah, I get you.
And finding a way around it. I mean, I'm all for comfortability and stretching, but you're not always 100% comfortable in that uniform.
Being comfortable is big. I don't care what color the uniform is. I don't care if I'm comfortable on the mound. I can be out there in a tutu if I had to, but for aesthetics,
aesthetically, no. Yeah, aesthetically, no. I think comfortability wise, they probably feel pretty good to play in. I would think.
Okay, but okay, let's get down to brass tacks. Okay, so when I played for the Cubs, okay, and we were using the heavy polyester uniform, and I've got a freaking license plate.
On your chest,
up on my chest.
Right.
It's triple tackle twill. Okay. Yes. Was it annoying and I could feel it as I would throw the ball? Yes, it was annoying and I could feel it. Did it affect anything that I did on the mound? Absolutely zero.
Became part of your routine.
Yeah, I agree.
If a piece of fabric is what is the difference maker between you being good and not good, you're not good.
Yeah, you're believing in the wrong stuff.
That's excellent. And then, but I mean, it's funny, to Bill's point that they're going to chop it up and sell it anyway as part of a baseball card. So now the Fanatics, they already bought Majestic, who used to make the jerseys. So
and they were great.
Yeah, and then
agreed.
it didn't. I don't know if it went into effect yet, but I believe Fanatics went and bought Tops, so they're going to sell these jerseys twice. They're going to cut them up and sell them again as friggin' baseball cards. So I mean, it's kind of
a good business model.
It's not bad when you run everything.
And we're going to do it out of recycled water bottles.
Yeah, exactly. And
Dead Star.
They're going to buy. They're going to buy Dasani.
Yeah.
That's really kind of what they are. They're the Dasani water of the baseball world. So,
yeah, it's not spring water; it's filtered.
I'm still trying to get over the fact that I have to see a Nike emblem on the front of the uniform, and I know it's been a few years now, but it still just throws me off when I see a Yankees uniform with a Nike emblem on the front of it. It just feels strange. It feels odd. It feels dirty.
Forebearer. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the forebearer of things to come.
Yeah, but to be fair,
to ease people in.
To be fair, I said this before we went on. I would much rather see the Caribbean World Series have a hotel logo, have a Pacifico logo, have a Chico's Bail Bonds logo. I'd rather the whole thing be a billboard than what we're doing right now.
That look flimsy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rocco, we haven't heard from you yet on this
at all.
As a fan, have you seen these things, and what do you think about them ever?
I mean, talking about it looking like a 14U softball team out here, I'm thinking about the City Connect uniforms too. And when we see the City Connect versions of these, they're 9 new teams are going to be wearing City Connects this year too. There's only 2 that aren't. 2 teams that never do City Connects now, and that's it. So,
who's not doing it?
Who are those 2 teams?
He looks like with the 14U. Who are the 2 teams?
Yeah. It's the Yankees and the A's.
Yep, Yankees and the A's.
Because the Yankees are the edition, and they also don't know where the hell they're going to be playing. So,
right.
Yeah, what city? I'm glad the Yankees don't do
Rocco,
it.
Sorry. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I'm just saying, we'll see what those look like too.
Are you a fan of the City Connect uniforms, Rocco?
Very few of them. Some of them I think stand out and look pretty cool. I like the Marlins one.
The Marlins one
the Angels one.
It is a little ice creamish, but I do ice cream salesman. But I do kind of like the Marlins one. What about?
I love the flavor on that.
Yeah, I do too.
Pun intended.
I can dig it.
And
what about Boston with the yellow?
Ooh.
I mean, my first reaction was negative with them, but now you hear the story behind the colors and all that kind of stuff. They grew on me. They're one of the ones that grew on me. Right. Not too bad. I can understand that. I get where they're coming from.
Ones.
Angels ones are nice.
I went to a game. The Angels ones actually came out really nice. So, but for the majority of them are just god awful, man.
You know what? Okay, so I'll chime in because I always do. The White Sox one I think is legit.
Yes, the all black, the pinch, like the Al Capone looking kind of.
Yeah,
stuff.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of teams. I think a lot of teams could have gone that route. The one that grew on me the most was actually the Rangers. I thought it was god awful at first.
I can't remember those.
It's black pants with white.
Red and black. Yeah,
it's weird, but it kind of grew on me. Just because it definitely does look like a travel ball uniform, but just the odd combo I thought worked. I think the Rockies one is stellar.
I like those.
The Rockies one is definitely cool.
But the one that got beat up the most that I think is actually really good looking.
Don't say the Giants.
No. Oh, yuck.
That's brutal.
Yuck stew. No, the one I thought was actually great was actually the Cubs one. I thought the navy blue with the light blue pinstripe was a good look. The Wrigleyville bit, I thought they could have done a little bit better, but the look of the uniform I thought was solid.
I do like the dark blue on the light blue. That is nice.
Yeah, that's classy.
That is nice.
One thing that always gets me about them though is that, if it's a lighter jersey and then the dark pants, it just reminds me of softball or something.
I'm not a fan of dark pants, really. Usually, not a fan. Dark. It does look. I don't know. We get so used to the teams, and that's kind of. And we're old, and I'm old, and it's just hard to get used to seeing these guys. Your team or whatever the team you root for, or root against, whatever, or just a fan of baseball. It's just hard to see them in something that's not their classic uniform, because there's so many organizations now that have been around for so long, some of them well over 100, 150 years now. It's just tough to see differences. I guess that's part of getting old, though.
I'd rather them wear the different uniforms than do what the NBA did in their in-season tournament and paint Easter egg colors on the court.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that is a little bit.
Don't worry, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Welcome to the friendly confines, and all the grass is painted light blue.
Yeah, the ivy's pink for some reason. Yeah, they sprayed the ivy pink. Yeah, that would be something. Or just like graffiti all over the brick. They remove the ivy.
Oh my god!
All the turf fields will go like the Boise State Broncos look. Ooh. And they'll start doing colored turf.
I dig that.
Yeah, I bet you would.
No cow.
No, Yankees gonna go pinstripe, turf.
Well, I mean,
pinstripe turf.
Oh God, I did see a couple mock-ups yesterday. People were just, how about this for a Yankees city?
I saw that too.
Everything just looked awful.
Awful. I mean, the one that said the Bronx across the front with the silver bill. That's so bad. That's blasphemous. And
the silver bill was terrible in spring training.
Yeah, it's bad.
Who was this?
Yeah.
The Yankees. It's a mock-up jersey, and
we're making mock-ups for the City Connect, and look, I mean, obviously, I'm a purist with these things. I don't want to see the Yankees do any of this stuff. But if
their logo is City Connect.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world to me. I mean, if they do it, to sell some jerseys and appeal to go ahead. What the hell do I care? You already put the Nike swoosh on it. You already got that weird insurance patch on it. So it's not like they're not screwing with the tradition of the pinstripes or anything already. So we do it. Get it over.
The only thing they could plausibly get away with is just doing a reverse color pattern.
Yeah.
Dark with the white pinstripes.
Navy with the white pinstripes, like a suit or something.
There's your mob. There's your mob style right there.
Exactly. And that's a good connection to the old time Bronx. So I'm all right with it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to wear it. So I really don't care.
And here come your lucky Luciano Yankees.
Yeah, man, I'm all right with that. The Arthur Avenue Yankees. I'm good with that. But did the Mets have one, or is that happening
this year? This year they're starting it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I don't think they released it yet. I think they just announced that they're going.
I'm kind of hoping the Mets actually wear the pinstripes a little bit this year, because last year was all blue all the time, and I did a lot of complaining on formerly known as about that.
You don't complain.
I know. I don't ever.
Well, listen, enough of our fashion advice here, because look at us. Nobody really gives a shit what
or lack thereof.
So let's as I said, pitchers and catchers have reported. Football season's over. Baseball season is technically underway. I wanted to get into a little bit about spring training. When you guys were younger players, when you've got your first spring training invite, I was just curious about some of those stories. You get there, you see some of the legendary players, as you're a young kid, you're there. I was just curious if you have any good stories about getting there the first time and what the hell that feels like as a young player. And I'll start with Will.
I guess my first real spring training thing was coming up just as a backup from the minor leagues. And you get number 93, no name on there because you're not good enough to have a name, and rightfully so. And you're just sitting there and you're awestruck. You're like, I am sitting next to dudes that I watch on TV. and going, how do I compare with this? And God forbid you actually warm up, which I did, and I'm bouncing stuff everywhere. And I spike a curveball that hits the front of the plate and goes into the stands. And, it was both an exhilarating and miserable experience, but it's something you have to go through. You got to go through uncomfortability to get comfortable. And it was just, it was awesome. And at the time, you're also in the minor leagues and you're living in spring training at that time on $20 a day meal money. And you go up there and it's like, hey, you get 150 meal money just for that one day to be a backup. And you're like,
jackpot.
I'm rich.
Yep.
I no longer have to be a connoisseur of ramen.
Yeah. You put a little sriracha in there, it makes it delicious.
Well, Bill, how about you? I mean, you came up with the Mets your first.
Yeah. Well, I was one of those rare guys that hadn't even been to camp before being called up, because I came up in 94, obviously was the end of the year was the strike. And then 95, they had the replacement players. So right. I made sure that I wasn't going to be involved in that as a top prospect, but soon to be called up. So when camp started in 95, I wasn't there because I stayed in minor league camp to make sure that I wasn't involved in possibly crossing the line and pissing off any of the players or the Players Association. So then I got called up in 95 to the big leagues without even going to spring training. So then my first experience of spring training was as actually have already been a Major League Baseball player, which is not something that usually happens, I wouldn't think, or happens that often, or not as often.
And how many times had you been on the cover of Baseball America at that point?
Twice.
Okay, that's it?
Yeah, that's it. Just twice at that point. Sorry.
That's just twice.
Yeah. So my first experience of spring training was kind of a big hype session. I had come up and done well enough in the second half of the season, so it was obviously awe-inspiring to finally be in spring training. But I'd lived in St. Lucie at the time then for years anyway. But I wanted to be healthy. I had hurt my elbow at the end of the year in 95. So, and unfortunately by the end of spring training in 96, I had hurt my elbow and was getting ready to be set up to have Tommy John. So my first spring training, other than all the photo shoots and all that, would be in Generation K and the next sliced bread, whatever the hell you want to call it. It was a lot. It was like a whirlwind, between knowing kind of that my arm still wasn't healthy and also trying to put on the facade of everything was going to be great. And we were going to be the best three pitchers on the planet for the longest time. So obviously was grateful to be at Major League spring training and to be a part of being in the big leagues, but it was kind of a whirlwind between the media hype and then just kind of knowing that the elbow was about to give out.
Sure. Yeah. Well, Wayne, how about you? When you came up, what was your first impressions of?
Let me see. My first big league camp was in 2000. Was just put on the 40-man the fall before that, and I had only been 1 year out from being AAA Rule 5 by the Astros from the Dodgers, and just so happened I never even expected to pitch in spring training in my first big league camp even on the 40-man. I didn't expect it, and just so happened I was on the list that day, and we were playing the Dodgers, as luck would have it. So we're going out there to take BP before the game that day. We're playing at home, and I move over to right field from left field, I think, to shag because nobody was in right field. And as I'm getting over there, I remember it was Lance Berkman rips one down the line. Just so happened, Davey Johnson, who was the manager of the Dodgers at that time, had his back turned, and he was on the right field line, and it one-hopped him right in the ass crack. I mean, right. And just he turns around and looks at me like I should have called it. I literally just stepped foot in right there. He looks at me, he goes, "Nice fucking catch, Rook," like that. I was like, just jaw just down, like, man, that hurt, man. But I got out there and pitched that day, but I struck out 2 of the 3 hitters I faced and got a ground out. And I just looked over at Davey Johnson. I yelled, not bad for a rook like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he heard me, but it kind of chapped my ass a little bit, like that. In fact, he just cursed me out like that. I was kind of pissed, but
that's funny.
It was also funny. I was just sitting there. I know, like, just my bad, dude. You got hit in the ass, but it was funny. I got a question real quick. Can I ask a question? Rocco, since I mentioned vegan condoms, are you looking that up? See if they.
Oh shit! No, I'm not now, but now I think I might have to.
I just had to know that real quick.
So clever.
Oh, well, this, I mean, now I guess just the floor is open. I mean, there's got to be some great spring training stories. I wanted to know a little bit about pranks. Will, we know where it's going to go with you, but there's got to be something else that you witnessed that was not as bad as what happened to you, which we'll get into as well.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'll go first if you'd like.
All
right.
Right ahead.
This was a kind of a thing with the Mets, and it was called the 3-man lift. I don't know if you guys have ever heard anything about this.
Absolutely.
But it was a prank, and the 3 men that it happened to, obviously, were never aware of what was going to happen. But they would take one of our clubhouse guys, who was usually like not the biggest, strongest guy there is, and we would start hyping it up and tell everybody, man, you've never seen how strong this guy is. You won't believe how strong this guy is. And it would lead up into, we would pick 3 guys and tell them, hey, man, we need your help for this 3-man lift. This guy's going to lift 3 guys. He's going to lift 3 dudes up in the air in front of everybody. It's amazing. We saw it last year. You'll never believe this. So you would get the guys, and we would make them, or have them, I don't want to say make because that sounds terrible, have them lay on the ground, and then they would interlock.
Softy.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
PC.
Recycled materials.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. I love getting you going. Anyway, they would interlock legs and arms. So now they're locked together. There it is, right there. That a baby.
There he is.
Kid K.
Mm-hmm.
They would interlock legs and arms, and we would have them laying on the ground, and everybody would get pumped up. All the while, nobody would know that people would be hiding in the background with anything they could possibly find, liquid, sometimes some things you wouldn't want involved, and have them in the little cups. And we would go and we would have them laying on the ground. Everybody would get pumped up, yelling and screaming. The guy, music would be playing. The guy would take his shirt off, get all pumped up, jacked up, go over there, and on the count of 3, he would go and lean over to him and grab them. And at 1, 2, 3, and at 3, he backs off. And when he backs off, every single possible liquid found in the clubhouse would be thrown upon these 3 guys laying on the floor in the clubhouse. And you look back at it and you're like, man, that was a terrible thing to do. But at the time, boy, it was freaking hilarious, and it never failed. Guys loved it. The 3-man lift.
3-man lift is a great one.
3-man lift.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know you got one.
Wayne?
I got one.
Yeah.
Will, Wayne, William.
I didn't hear him say Will.
Oh, well.
I was just reading. I was reading about the individual performances of the last 50 seasons.
You want me to go?
I'm looking at that handsome lefty.
Here we go. Wayne, how about you?
Yeah. So it was spring training of 05 with the Giants. And so we had 2 guys who were always battling each other. Kirk Reeder and Jason Schmidt. Schmitty was known as the prankster. Like, he always loved to pull stuff off. And somehow, like, I became that guy too the year before in San Francisco that was like his partner in crime. I'm like, how did I get that label? I never did anything, but I just wrote it, just said whatever. But anyway, so this one day, Kirk Reeder had just bought a brand new Mercedes. I mean, this thing was beautiful. In 05, this thing was, somebody said it was close to $200,000 he paid for this thing. So I can't imagine what was put in it. So Schmitty went and he somehow got Woody's keys. And they put it out. If you guys have been to the stadium in Scottsdale, I know you guys know there's a little patch of grass right there by the entrance. Well, they parked Woody's car out there, and they put on the windshield like for sale, 5,000 or best offer, and they put Woody's real cell phone number on it. And that big shoe polish right there on the windshield. Like, he got in after workout that day, and I forget how many voicemails he had for that. There were just like so many, and I was like, okay, that's just funny. You should laugh that off. But Woody, I've never seen. Do you guys know Kirk Reeder?
Don't know him. Know who he is, obviously.
Yeah,
Another
phenomenal
lefty, right?
guy. Just a phenomenal guy, and he was so. I mean, his face looked like a slapped ass. It was so red. I mean, it was so red. I mean, he was so furious. So he comes up to me the next morning. He goes, "Wayne, I'll give you $1,000. I just want you to go shit in Smitty's shoes, man. Shit in them." I said, $1,000? I said, show me the cash right now. Show me cash right now.
Money.
And I'll shit in both shoes for $1,000, man. He didn't have the cash. I said, no cash, no dice. I'm not getting burned on that, man. So, but dude, it was so funny. If you know Kurt, he's so mild mannered. Even when he's pitching, he doesn't lose his poise. I mean,
that's a new meaning for expensive shit.
Yeah, I said, you show me that cash right now, I'll do it. But he didn't. He said, I don't have that cash in my wallet right now. I was like, I ain't shitting in anybody's shoes, man. But man, he was so mad at how many people called him. I said, I can't imagine how many people offered him $5,000.
That's awesome.
Let's go to Will.
So the best one I witnessed that didn't have me involved was actually we were in spring training, and we showed up at Memorial Stadium in Phoenix, and it's where the A's play. And we get off the bus and we're walking in, and A's are taking BP on the field, and there is an SUV parked in right field, and there's a young man desperately trying to guard it from all hit balls. And then we get the story. Nick Swisher had recently bought a new Escalade or something like that, and somebody had gotten the keys, and they spray painted the rims yellow and green, drove it out on the field in the middle of BP, and then someone alerted him to it. and things went a little sideways.
Nick was a young player at the time, I'm assuming?
Yes, he was. Yes, he came up with the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
Nick liked to talk like us.
Yeah. The whole this thing leads to pranks being played against
done
you.
To you. Yeah,
true
absolutely.
story.
Yeah. So then the one I'm involved with, the short long form version of it is I chirp, and I show up one day and my cleats are frozen in a block of ice. Standard issue, always funny. Ha ha.
Classic.
Now, mind you, I have a rule about pranks. Always have, like, it cannot cost the other person money. It can cost them time, but never money. And so I'm like, okay, I got to get to the bottom of this. So I ask around, I do some digging, and I find out it was Dempster. So we all leave the field one day, and I come back because I live in the same town that the Cubs spring training. So I come back and I take like all 15 pairs of shoes in his locker, and I relace them so that they all tie down at the toes. Just very annoying. And, and then I do some other stuff. It's his start day the next day. We're all going on the road to Surprise. So I super glue the zipper of his game pants open. And I wait till we get to the field, and I black his hat, and just different little annoying things out of the standard playbook. And so he makes his start. He wears the pants with the zipper open, makes his start. We're back in the clubhouse afterwards. He's going, I can't believe somebody screwed with me on my start day. This is important and all this stuff. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, man, that sucks. Like, who would do that? And then, very easy internet search. You can find out what happened to me, where I walk out to the dugout and I'm with Mike Remlinger and there's a camera crew on us. And I'm like, why is there a camera crew on us? And I'm young and dumb. And, Rem just goes, oh, they're doing a thing about, journeyman lefty relievers. I go, okay. And I buy it. I walk down to the bullpen. Everything's fine. Sit down in the bullpen. Don't notice anything. Somebody from the visiting bullpen just goes, hey, is this your rim? I look back, and there's one of my tires with the rim on it sitting in the visiting bullpen at Hohokam Park. And my heart just sinks. Now, I'm scheduled to pitch the 6th inning. And so it's inning 1, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm never getting out of here. I have no Uber wasn't a thing. So I go grab the wheel, I roll it down the stairs, roll it back up a ramp around, and then I come around. Now the camera crew's just following me, embarrassed. They follow me all the way. And my truck, or my GMC Yukon, was up on blocks on the concourse. And I was just, I was demoralized. And then I had to go search for the other 3 wheels. And found them in various parts of the. Oh God! I mean, one was in the showers. One was in the coach's room. The worst one was the one that was in the dugout, because I had walked past it with Remlinger and didn't even notice it because it wasn't on my mind. So I had to go down. I had to go down into the dugout in the middle of like the 2nd inning. Everybody's laughing at me. Coaches are laughing at me too, and I'm rolling this thing up with what feels like 100 stairs. Just rolling this thing up the stairs to get it to the guy who actually took it off in the first place. So I had to pay him to put it back on, and it was horrible. And to this day, I think Dempster still owes me a couple $100 for the wheel alignment, because I sent a bill the following day, because I got back in the car and all of a sudden, a brand new truck, and it's just pulling to the right. And so I put a bill on for the alignment. I've yet to be paid for it. So there you go. There's my story.
You know what's funny? My brother-in-law is good friends actually with Dempster. I might have to tell him about that to try to get you that money back.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably okay for it.
I bet he's all right.
Yeah,
I'll have to ask my brother-in-law to ask him about that.
But that is actually the genesis of where I formally decided that at no point will any prank that I perform on somebody cost them anything but time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
I'd say so.
Yeah, it's just all I want to do is just annoy you. I think the best one I ever pulled though on somebody was in the minor leagues. We had a 3rd string catcher who was chirping a lot, and I showed up to the field early, and I took everything out of his locker. It was in Daytona, Florida, and I hung it up around the field. Like I got ladders and stuff and hung it up on the backstop. And then I took his bats and I built a little stick figure of him in the bullpen, because that's the only spot he ever saw field action, and dressed it up with his catcher's gear and put his nameplate on it. And then I took the remainder of his small items, put it in a bag, taped it up with individual pieces of athletic tape, and then cast it out on a rope over the backstop netting.
How long?
Because I was very upset at him for something he did to me that involved icy hot and a jock strap.
Woof.
Oh.
How do people never smell that?
I just don't think it's on your mind until it's really on your mind for a 2-hour bus ride home.
Oh my God.
I would put it in somebody's shoes, because they never smell that. Put it right in the soles of those shoes. Oh, that's gonna burn.
I've done that one. I've done that one too. I've had it done.
Oh,
not fun.
Yeah,
That's a different kind of hot foot, right?
Yeah,
that's not the old-fashioned hot foot.
That's just
Oh, and that sweat activates it.
Oh, the pores open up and it is game on, baby.
God.
Have you guys heard the story? Supposedly Clemens used to put Red Hot underneath his.
Yeah,
On his balls. On his balls.
Oh,
yeah.
to fire
Before
him
start.
up.
little chode piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The figure eight.
Because he said he wanted to be fired up. Like
Yeah,
little
that'll
ticked off.
do it.
no.
That'll do it, right?
That'll do it.
My goodness.
I think there are other ways.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
You would
There's
assume
got to be another way. My goodness.
there's got to be a better way. But let's moving forward. Oh God, I'm kind of squirming thinking about the icy hot on the on the.
Oh man, that was the longest bus trip. It was in the Florida State League, and it just, I tried everything, man. I tried shaving cream, I tried milk, I tried everything, and and then it just became just everything just to neutralize this stuff.
And then you got to shower.
Oh yeah. Well, I showered and made it worse, and that's when I tried all the stuff. So we get on the bus, and I'm just in pain for a 2-hour trip back in the minor leagues, and so I just decided to make it a joke on everybody. So I just sat there about every 5 minutes or so, and it was back before you could watch DVDs and everything on your. Even I dated myself with DVDs.
You did.
I did. I went to Blockbuster. But every 5-10 minutes, I just go, still burning.
Right when they're all falling asleep too.
Just everybody's just still burning, and it just started the rolling laughter. It was like a Dennis Miller joke or Jim Rome. It just kept building. I kept saying the same thing. It just got funnier every time.
Oh God!
I know it's late, but they say baby oil helps that.
No, nobody told me that. I think on purpose.
Yeah, of course.
And why do you know that?
Because I had it on my back one time just for something. Woke up back stiff on the road. Trainer put that stuff on me, and then after the game, he said, "Throw some baby oil on that before you shower. Or it's really gonna hurt." That's how I know.
Very good.
There's some shit out there that most people don't know about. That's way beyond icy hot or way beyond Bengay.
There's a couple of tubs of that stuff that
a couple
really
of the tubs of the Red Hot is dangerous.
Yeah,
like
you can cause burns.
Yeah, burns.
Rob Nen had that in San Francisco. He had his own name on it. Like our trainer had Rob Nen's name on it. I don't know what they put in it, but they said it's hotter than the hottest.
Will
so hot.
The training staff at the White Sox had their own little special concoction too. That was
all of them,
right? Ridiculous.
Every club had a thing where they mixed it together to get the right combo, and they'd name it something fancy.
Might have been Sriracha
involved,
probably
for sure.
I'm kind of surprised that no clubhouse blew up like a meth lab. Like what's the wrong?
I think one of them's called Atomic Balm. Is what Atomic?
That's one of them. Yep.
Yeah. Atomic Balm.
Atomic Balm, but Red Hot is hotter.
Yeah, Red Hot is the hottest. That's insane. Insanely
yeah, that stuff looked like burning cinders too, didn't it? That was the stuff that was actually like super dark red. You're like,
crazy
damn,
color red. Yeah,
it looked
that hurts.
Like crushed chili peppers.
Yeah,
and that's what Clemens used to
rub on the tank.
Oh,
to get it going. They said that he would stand in the trainer's room too, and with his spikes on, and start digging in the spikes like he was digging for the rubber after he lubed himself up. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen it personally, but I did play with the Yankees in AAA, and these were the stories that were going around, which was
love me some.
Yeah,
crazy.
I heard that story too about him.
Yeah, sure. Crazy. That's it. He got the rocket going. That's for sure.
Whatever works, baby.
He was on fire.
Oh, well, listen, we're almost getting to time here. So instead of a final thought, or this could be the final thought, I want to go around and get your entirely too early season predictions and red hot takes. Real quick. So everybody come up with one. Red hot as the red hot under the under the plums.
Marbles.
So we'll under the huevos. So we'll start with Rocco. So your red hot under the plums take for 2024 is this.
Give us a cue.
Put on the spot like that. I got to go Mets prediction then. Mets trade Pete Alonso before the trade deadline.
Wow.
That's my not necessarily a team prediction or thing. It's not something I want to see. I'm not endorsing that by any means. He should be a lifetime Met. I just think that if they wanted to extend him, it would have been done by now. Him having Boris as a client or as an agent, there's no contract extension coming. I don't think the Mets can get caught holding the bag like the Angels did with Shohei Ohtani. It's all the stuff Kevin Kernan wrote in his article today was great.
Yeah.
And I had fully agreed with that. And you look at the Mets, they have, I think, very good position playing prospects. They don't have any pitching prospects. Their biggest trade chip is Pete Alonso on the major league level. It sucks, but I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to end up trading Alonso off for pitching prospects.
Well,
Ouch.
And they can always,
Ouch indeed. Yep.
Yeah, but Cohen can always open the wallet and get him back after the season if that's something they want to do. Kind of like the Aroldis Chapman thing when the Yankees shipped him off to
That is
Chicago.
a great play to do that.
Yeah. I'd
I
talked about that a couple weeks ago too. That would I don't want to see Pete go, but if he goes, I'd like to see him have a gentleman's agreement that he's going to come back.
Yeah, so at least you have something to build around him with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
So I think that's a good point. I actually really like that column too. I mean, I don't know if Mets fans are going ballistic about it or not, but it does make sense.
I got to make sure I check that out.
So next we'll go around the horn. So Wayne, way too soon under the Nuggets red hot take.
Chris Sale wins 17 games.
Whoa. I like that. Not sure if he's got it.
Is that just because of the offense that he has around him is going to put up 9 runs a
That's
game?
going to help.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
Different atmosphere.
You think
different head coach. Snicker is awesome. That is one awesome dude, man.
Snit
So
is
he'll
awesome.
enjoy that. Yeah, he's a great guy, man.
You think Sale's body holds up for that long?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see it.
All right.
That's a hot take, man.
Interesting.
That is a hot take.
It's red hot. Okay. So it's around the
Atomic
horn.
Balm.
Bill, your under the peanuts red hot take for the season.
I'm going to go a little different direction because you guys have gone with very surprising things. I'm just going to give my early prediction for World Series. I'll just give that out. I'm going to say that the Dodgers do pull it out, and they're going to be playing against the Rangers again. That's all I'm going to go with. You guys have way better takes there. I'm not sure about Sale's body holding up, but I'm going to just go early prediction: Dodgers Rangers World Series.
All right. And that brings us to Will Oman.
I'm gonna follow up Wayne and Bill. I'm gonna piggyback this. It's a slightly different spin. I'm gonna say Chris Sale is the thing that puts the Braves over the top, and in the NLCS, it's going to be the Braves versus the Dodgers. The Braves will win. It's going to be the Orioles and the Rangers in the ALCS. The Orioles will go to the World Series against the Braves. At that point, I think the Braves win it, but the Orioles' young crew proves themselves. And as a result of the money that was spent, even though it was deferred, the Dodgers will move on from Dave Roberts.
Interesting. And
I like that.
I guess
I like all of that.
I'm going to actually piggyback off of what Will just said with mine, and I think Jordan Montgomery stiffs the Rangers. He winds up on the Orioles, and the Orioles win the whole damn thing.
Woo!
That's what I'm going with. It's red hot, flaming hot.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to go with.
Hot times.
Why not? So listen.
Wade's over there just happy as a clam because all sorts of good things being said about the state of Maryland.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a Yankees fan, man.
Yeah. But you'd be happy to see your.
It pains me to say it a little bit, but I mean, I
think Bill had a good point about the Dodgers, though. I think Gavin Lux is the key right there. That kid, he's ready to break out.
They're going to be good. The Braves are a damn good ball club too, though, man. They are an outstanding ball club. And it sucks to say as a Mets fan and, a NL East follower to say that, that Braves that's a damn good ball club.
So, you know what? I have to say this as a former player for the Braves and knowing Snit and that a lot of that coaching
Love
staff.
That guy.
Rick Kranitz was my pitching coach in AAA. He was my pitching coach in Baltimore. What he does with his staff, if you look across the board as far as playing experience and knowledge of the game of baseball, I don't think there is a better coaching staff assembled than the Atlanta Braves have.
I agree with that.
The way they are molding that team and the style that they are playing with, I think they are the closest thing to a perfect organization that exists, because they are creating ball players and a brand of baseball. It is not just swing for the fence. It is not just punch guys out. It is play the game. I mean, they're using Chipper Jones, arguably, top 2 switch hitters of all time, as a hitting advisor. You've got Eddie Perez and Sal Fasano helping with catchers. It's just across the board. They're just dudes.
Yeah, man.
And they have the horses. And then Chris Sale comes in and gets a new lease on life. Are you telling me that you have a former Cy Young guy who now all of a sudden, he just gets the freedom to go out and not have to be the number one?
Exactly.
That's why I love Wayne's prediction. He's just going to go ball out.
It better not say 91 on that board after he lets go of the ball, though. It better say 94, 5, 6, or 7.
Well, who gives a crap? If it's 91 from the hip, man, that slider still has an 8-mile differential, and it's filthy.
I'd like to see it happen.
I would love to see it happen, because I spent 2 years playing catch with that son of a gun, and it was uncomfortable, and my thumb still hurts.
I believe it. I believe it. That had to be some tough catch, man. That had to be miserable.
Brutal.
You needed 2 gloves, right? A glove for each hand and a face mask.
Oh, I got the young version. Look, this is all my wrist bends.
I bet he blew it up.
It's because of him.
He blew it up.
Well, listen, that, gentlemen, is going to bring us to Wayne's favorite part.
Yeah.
Rocco Constantino, our ombudsman, is here to tell us what we screwed up. Rocco,
Mr. Talkative.
take it away.
All right, got a few things for you here. Just going back to the uniform stuff, it's called the Nike Vapor Premier uniforms. They actually were debuted at the All-Star game last year, so they used them there. And you're right, some of these players that have been commenting, like Acuna, Trout, Jansen, they're Nike guys. Corbin Carroll said they make him feel faster. So I don't know what we're going with there, but that's what he says.
People believe anything.
Right? For what it's worth, Hal Steinbrenner last year said the Yankees have never had serious conversations about having a City Connect. Said it doesn't mean that they won't do it, but they've never even considered it. It could be something down the line. Met City Connect is going to debut on April 26th this year against the Cardinals. They're going to wear them on some Fridays. The Roger Clemens Icy Hot on the Balls. That story was in Joe Torre's book, and it was Steve Donahue, the trainer, would go rub him down with regular liniment, then go get the hottest stuff to go downtown on the peanuts.
Wait a minute, did he put it on Roger?
It said in Joe Torre's book that Steve Donahue applied it.
Ooh.
The trainer.
I've been using a long tongue depressor
Get
for
up
that.
off that table and start snorting like a bull.
I've
That's
been
right.
using a fungo to put that on.
I never had a relationship like that with a trainer.
Nah, that's
If
it,
I'm going to
man.
red hot my balls, I'm going to red hot
Over
my
the
balls.
line.
So that was from
This
Joe
is not
Torre's book.
non-smoky. This is bowling. There are rules.
The active thing in that Icy Hot, the Red Hot, you were talking about the Kramer stuff, oleo resin, capsaicin. They put that in
there it
that
is.
super hot, icy hot,
There it
and
is.
it's the same stuff they use in pepper spray. So that's what makes that stuff, the Kramer stuff, so hot. And then we'll get your action in Braves versus Orioles World Series. Exact matchup is 25-1, so you're getting good odds on that. If that
That is good odds.
comes true, yeah, you can make some money there. Get Glendon. We got to get Glendon on this message there. That's all I got.
Well, right on.
See you, Bill.
Guys, well, Bill left early. So for Bill Pulsifer,
Has
Rocco
left the building.
Constantino, Wayne Franklin, and Will Oman, and the ghost of Bill Pulsifer, I am Chris Vitale, and this has been, hey, there he is.
Sorry, guys.
And, that's all right. That's good. But look, anyway, this has been episode 10 of Southpaw. We will be back soon. And yeah, shit, I fucking lost what I was going to say. So,
Keep it in there.
all right, why not?
Southpaw.
That's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I want to say thank you to Rocco Constantino, Wayne Franklin, Will Oman, and Bill Pulsifer. I'm Chris Vitale. This has been Southpaw, and we will catch you next time. Adios, muchachos.